The vibe is massive, it's supernatural. Keep it factual, you know you're maxing back. Look at the way they hold their chat. Honestly amazing, I want you on occasion. I can do you favors that I know you won't do for. Yeah, I know what you want. You got it gorgeous. You got your tugging. It's talking me nice. Just ease it up on me. I'm fighting the feeling. I'm keeping it cordial, yeah. I want you closer. You know where you started. You know that I need it. I can see it in your eyes, the way you move is so amazing. You say what I wanna hear. Tell me it's all for me. Just show me you want it. You're ready. You say you're ready for it. You're ready. What are we waiting on? I know it's on. You're ready. You want it for it. You've heard some things people talk like they know the real me. Let me clear the air. I've made my mistakes. I've learned how to behave. I know I'm a stranger, but I feel acquainted. Reading the signs, we both got our damages. I don't wanna play it safely. With you, it's different. You know what I'm missing. Real talk, no fiction. I get lost in how I'm feeling. Yeah. I want you closer. You know where you started. You know that I need it. I can see it in your eyes, the way you move your body, baby. You say what I wanna hear. Tell me it's all for me. Just show me you want it. You're ready. You say you're ready for it. You're ready. What are we waiting on? I know it's on. You're ready. You want it for it. Just show me you want it.
What is up, my friends? How you guys doing? Welcome. What is going on? We get this music turned down. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the channel. Mic check, mic check. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Drew in the house, what's going on? Good to see you. Shaq, my boy, what is going on? Looking forward to this one as well, my friend. Dave in the house, how you doing? Welcome. We've got a good one here for us today, my friends. We are doing some VFR operations. I think it was about time to change things up a little bit on the channel, man, just to get a 5x5. Thank you, my friend. Just to get a little taste of something different, switch things up. You don't want to be stuck in airliners all the time. So I am hoping, Drew says 5x5 as well. Cool. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this one as much as I am going to. So without further ado, that's the EFB we'll be utilizing today. We're going to be doing everything by the book. At least we're going to try to do everything by the book. So hopefully you guys get a taste of some of that real world action, real world flight, plan the flight. We're going to step through each and every aspect of the flight just like we would out in the real world, and go on. So I'll remove the EFB for now. We'll get back to that. Obviously got to show you guys gorgeous FS 2020. We are on clear skies right now, my friends. Unfortunately, live weather is straight up trash at the moment. Don't know why. I will show you guys. Look at this overcast. I don't know what the heck this is. This is not the weather here in SoCal right now or at El Monte airport, and clearly this is not VFR ops. So as much as I wanted to keep everything as realistic as possible, unfortunately we've got to get this off and use clear skies. And then I guess I could use Rex, but I think it has an update and I haven't updated yet, so I don't have time to mess with that right now. So unfortunately, for flight, that's correct, Dave. Unfortunately, we will just be running clear skies today for this trip. For the most part, it's not any different. The flight plan has us with like 2 knots of tailwind, so it's not going to make or break kind of this flight, so I'm not too worried about it. Everything seemed to be pretty calm at the airport here, as well as Palm Springs wind and forecast wise. So it's not going to be too different from what real world weather is forecasting. So without further ado, let's get going. Let me get my let's get things situated. So first of all, before we even start the aircraft, let's head to the briefing room, my friends. Let's head to the briefing room. Let me get the music turned down just a little bit more. Make sure you guys can hear me. Let's get this back up. James in the house. What's going on, James? Good to see you. Yo, Chief, what is up? Good trip earlier, man. Good to see it. Rocking that 737. Got you some SoCal ops too, man. Tugging at the heart right there when you're flying in my area, man. Awesome trip, awesome trip. All right, let's get to the EFB. Let's get to the 4 flights. Pull that up. So this is 4 flight, man. You guys have seen it, I'm sure. Nothing too fancy about it. I've got it on my knee board just like I would in the aircraft. So what we're going to be doing today is El Monte out of El Monte to Palm Springs. Obviously it's a VFR route. Obviously when you're doing VFR, you want to ensure you've got some landmarks, if you will, points of check-in points, alternate points in case something goes wrong for traffic or equipment reasons or weather reasons. So that's what we're doing today. It's about a 79-80 nautical mile flight, as you can see there in the top left section. That being said, we have a couple of different check-in points to just make sure we're tracking okay. We're going to be using obviously the GPS in the aircraft. We'll be utilizing 4 flight here on the iPad. And then we've got also Sky Vector up, worst case. And that's some of the things that, you know, we always talk about, man. You always got to have a backup plan for the backup plan, right? Having as much redundancy as possible, especially when you're doing VFR ops, just to make sure you don't find yourself in trouble. So anyway, back to the iPad. Obviously when you're doing a route like this, initially you want to make sure you've got check-in points within 10 to 15 nautical miles apart. Chino is just fine. I think the first leg at Chino, between El Monte and Chino, it's about 21 nautical miles. That's fine. And then anything beyond that, you can do 30 or more, just depending on how far out you're going, and you can be quite fine. So obviously we'll be out of El Monte. I'll talk about the airspaces in a minute, but just giving you the route. And for now, we'll be out of El Monte. We're going to be going to Chino. We'll have Ontario Airport off to our left, off to our north. We'll continue on now. We're going to be passing right over Riverside as well. We've got Riverside Municipal as well as March Air Force Base Riverside off to our south. We'll continue on. Obviously between Riverside and Palm Springs, that's a big gap, right? So we want to make sure we have a check-in point there as well. So we're going to be utilizing Bangor is kind of the airport here, Banning I should say, Banning Airport for the last check-in before we get to Palm Springs. And when I say check-in, we're not actually checking in with ATC or anything like that. That's me checking in, making sure I'm on route, I'm tracking okay, my fuel's looking okay. The time it's expected in kind of the overall route is tracking okay as well. And then in the Palm Springs, we could go direct, but we've got an issue there, right? Obviously we've got terrain. As you can see, we've got tops at about 10,000, 8,000, 7,000. So what we're going to do is kind of vector ourselves out just a little bit, and you'll see as we fly, we'll split some of the mountain peaks there between the north and south side of kind of this valley area. We'll follow the 111 freeway into Palm Springs. So that'll be pretty much it today. As we get there, we'll probably get a little bit choppy, although with live weather not working and utilizing clear skies, the sim is probably not going to depict it. So unfortunately that won't work out as planned, but that'll be it. Yep, I'm gonna get into the transitions here in a second, Dave. Can we touch and go at Bangor? Yeah, I guess technically we could. We're doing flight following though. I'll do that next time, James. If we're not doing flight following, I would have done that, but we're gonna be doing flight following all the way to Palm Springs. I could always cancel flight following and do the touch and go at Bangor, I'm sure, but and this airport is Yeah, I guess we could do it. We'll see. We'll see. Let me get the regular flight following. Let's get the plan in, and we'll see. We'll see. But that's the plan. Let's talk about airspaces now, right? Obviously, out of El Monte. What's going on? Stuck in the house. Good to see you, my man. Rex has not had an update since February, Mike. Says Dave. All right. Should I run it then? Should we try Rex? Let's run it. I do want this to be a little bit more accurate, besides just plain old clear weather. I thought there was an update, Dave. That's why I wasn't trying to mess with it, but you may be right, my friend. Let's pull it up. Let's run it. We'll start weather synthesis. And it should start injecting soon. There we go. John in the house, what's going on? Captain Geo, ready to get eaten alive on Pilot Edge. Let me grab popcorn. I know, right? I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. Get eaten alive on Pilot Edge. Geo, man, you funny. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see each and every one of you. Glad to be back. We're switching it up today, my friends. We've been talking about this for some time now, man. We're putting the airliners not to bed, not to rest. We'll definitely continue to do some airliner ops, but we got to switch it up. We got to keep things fresh here on the channel. So we're trying something new. If it goes well, we'll continue to do it. If it doesn't go well, guess what? We'll still continue to do it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. All right, I guess that's it. The weather is injected, clear skies as it's supposed to be. So we'll see if we can utilize that. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. All right, where was I? Airspaces. So we're gonna be out of El Monte. It's a Class D airport, obviously. Out of El Monte, we will ask for a left crosswind departure out of El Monte, and then we will pick up SoCal on 20. Where are we? SoCal. What am I picking up? SoCal on 2550. We'll tell them who we are, where we are, and where we're going. And that will give us the transition through the Charlie airspace and for flight following, because we're going up to 55. As you can see, Charlie extends from 27 to 5,000. So we'll ask him for flight following all the way to Palm Springs. 55 gives us our VFR altitude to the east, so we shouldn't have an issue there. And that is pretty much it. Nothing else to it, man. Obviously, we've got GPS, we've got ForeFlight, but we also have some VORs that we can track as well. We've got the Riverside VOR, we've got the Paradise VOR, and then a little further down, obviously, we can track the Palm Spring outbound radial. We can track the 274 radial outbound for Palm Springs, but we'll have the VORs as backup. We won't navigate VOR today. We'll just have them as backup. Again, just all about redundancy, man. That's all it is. All about redundancy. Happy Fun Boy, what's going on? See, weather is clear. Yeah, it is. All right, guys. So that's the plan. Enough of me blabbing. Let's actually get to work here. Back in the aircraft. Let me get the music off completely. We'll get that back on once we get airborne, I guess. We're utilizing a couple of different tools today, man. And shout out to my boy Stalker for helping me. Wow, I had no idea ForeFlight can be used on a simulator. I mean, I kind of knew anecdotally, but never really looked into it, and it was really simple. For Xplane, what am I doing here with this knee pad? For Xplane, it's native, man. You just have to go to the Xplane menu and just follow the prompts and connect it. For FS 2020, there are a couple of different tools. Strap this in here. Give me a second. There are a couple of different tools for FS 2020 that we can utilize. What I'm utilizing right now is called Flight. What the hell is this called? I don't know what this is called. Flight something. I'll drop the link in the description for those that would be interested. But Flight something, and that connects your ForeFlight app, or I think Garmin Pilot works as well, to FS 2020 and gets you your position and all that stuff. And then I'm a Garmin Pilot man myself, but ForeFlight definitely does this thing. Oh yeah, man, a Garmin Pilot will work as well. And then for screen mirroring, I'm utilizing an app called AP Power Mirror is what I'm utilizing today for that. Okay, so enough blabbing. Let's get battery master on. We'll pretend we did our pre-flight and all that good stuff already. We'll put the mixture rich fuel selectors on both. We'll put that in. Let's make sure we got enough fuel to get there, right? We've got 28, plenty of fuel to get to Palm Springs. We expect roughly an hour in flight. This thing burns like 10 an hour at cruise. We should be okay. Probably more than, it's probably better than what my actual aircraft burns, because this is fuel injected in its SP, so probably even better than that. That is that. We'll get nav lights on. Let's get the beacon on. Mixture is full rich. And clear. Get on the brakes. Starts right up. Nice warm day out here in SoCal today. No issues. Didn't even have to primer. 2.5 flight events. There you go. There you go, Dave. How the heck did Dave know that? Dave, you on it, man. It's called Flight Events 2.5. Yep. Infinite Flight has a partnership with ForeFlight as well as so many options. Oh yeah, there's the ForeFlight's is freaking awesome, man. I love it. All right, we look good here. Instruments and all that in the green so far. The sound seems really low, or is it just me? Can't hear nothing. Nah, that's all the way up. That's all the way up. There we go. That's a little bit better. Cool. Avionics coming on. Now let's get this down to 1,000 RPMs. And let's lean out this mixture so we're not dumping fuel unnecessarily. And let me get to Pilot Edge. This computer is acting up. About a quarter inch, I know, man. Where are we at? Connect. All right, we should be good to go here. When my cat eats food, she pretty much throws it everywhere on the floor. Interesting. I'm not in. I read your screen. Oh, okay, gotcha. What's a hair slow, Stalker? What's a hair slow? All right, let's see. We got 1,000 RPMs. We've leaned out. We're good to go here. Let's get the transponder on, and so we don't get yelled at because this doesn't transition to mode C, unfortunately, on the client. So let's make sure that's good. Yes, it is. Flower Rookie, what's going on? Mrs. Spur, how you been? Welcome. Long time. Hope you and the fam are doing well. I know you guys have been crazy busy like I've been. 6 likes already on the evening. I appreciate you guys. Doing something fun and new today, man. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. Let's go over and get El Monte Atis 1875. I generally throw it in COM 2. And then I keep grounding tower in COM 1.
Advise on initial contact. You have information, Romeo. El Monte Airport. 8 is information, Romeo. 2347 Zulu. Wind 190 at 9R. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 22. Dew point 13. Altimeter 29908. Arriving and departing runway 9er. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Romeo.
All right, we've got Romeo, my friends. That's what we're rolling with.
El Monte Airport. 8 is information, Romeo. 2347 Zulu.
Get rid of COM 2 here, and we're over the ground. 125.9er. And we'll back up tower 121.2. Okay. And I know we're going to SoCal as well, 125.50 like we briefed, so I'm going to throw that in COM2 here. If I got the radios, man, we use them. We use them. It'll be helpful to put in a route, so we know we got our 4th flight, but why not utilize this here? We are doing good. It's been a hot minute. Hope all, yeah, I know it's been a while. It's been a while. You're running on like Micslmn time now these days. I just be MIA, man. Work and life has just been busy. I'm sure it has been for you guys as well. Flight plan. Let's go out of El Monte. And let me know, guys, if ATC is too loud. I still have to adjust things here on the pilot edge settings side. I haven't done that quite yet. All right, El Monte, and then the flight plan, we're going Chino. And generally we wouldn't have started up right here. We would have pulled this bad boy out, but there's no way to really do that in FS 2020, so we will go with this for now. All right, Chino, and then after Chino we are banning KBNG.
Palm Springs, Ground Marker 169, Atlantic Aviation, ready to taxi via Quebec.
And then Palm Springs.
Alpha to 31, left Marker 169.
That threw me off a little bit. You heard him say Palm Springs. I'm like, how did we tune Palm Springs already? I forgot on Pilot Edge. They got folks on all different frequencies, man. So this guy we're about to talk to probably controls from here to freaking Palm Springs, all these local airports.
Number 1895 Hotel, clearance clear to the Santa Barbara Airport by the Van Nuys 3 departure. So more transition. Victor 186.
This thing is so much harder to do in a sim than it is in a real aircraft. It's like so annoying.
Frequency 134.2, squawk 1456.
Alright, let's make sure this
Livermore transition. Victor 186, and it's filed. Flight maintain 4,000, expect 6,000, 10 minutes after departure.
That's our route. Looks good to me.
134.2, squawk 1456. Check
it's so much easier to program that thing in a real thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, ugh. It's like click, click, click. Mouse scroll, 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 click, click, click. Alright, ATC is a little bit too loud for me. Let me turn them down. Setting audio.
Do you have my flight plan? John Wayne clearance 24 Quebec. Request an IFR flight to Palmer at 5,000.
And Satan is selling popsicles. What are y'all talking about? What did I miss? You guys are funny, man. All right. We're on ground. That's tower on that side. We're clear left. We're clear right.
You were cut out. I got 5,000 at
And this thing is so twitchy, man. I think next time we're gonna try this in Xplane. I just love how gorgeous this sim looks, but this thing is just so twitchy, so twitchy. So we got two options. We can request flight following from here, but we'll pick up flight following in the air. So let's do that.
Go back, fly heading 175, radar vectors Victor 23.
So I'll wait for a break in the radio, and we're at SoCal Flight Club with, look at my scratch pad, with Romeo. And our altimeter was 299.8.
Cleared to Palmer, heading 175, followed Victor 23, heading 5,000.
Okay, I know that's wrong because the airport elevation is about 296 feet, so they've got to update that ATIS. Altimeter is more around 299.4. Or Rex could be wrong, so who knows these days. I'm not going to worry about it too much in the sim. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm on the ground. Good afternoon, Cessna 9847 Lima. On the ground at El Monte, SoCal Flight Club with Romeo, ready to taxi.
November 9847 Lima, El Monte ground, runway 19er taxi via Alpha Bravo.
19er Alpha Bravo. We're going to do a run up first, and we'll call you back. 47 Lima.
Roger.
Go. Let's go. And then while we're doing a run up, actually we'll tune the VORs. Like I said, we're not going to navigate primarily via the VORs. We'll tune them in the air. Give us something to do. All right, let's roll out. Hope you guys are well, man. I know it's been, when was the last stream? A week ago? I can't even keep up these days. About a week ago, I guess. Hope you guys have been well otherwise. Charlie Roper in the house. What's going on, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Order 169 Palm Springs Tower, runway 3.
Need to test the mags. Yeah, Dave, we're going to do the run up. We don't do the run up back here. We've got a run up area right before the runway. We're going to do it there, my friend. Trust me, we're not going to take off without doing that. Were these cars flying? You see, Stalker, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, this sim in so many aspects is so jacked up. But like Mrs. Spurs said, it's just so pretty, man. It's just so gorgeous. But yeah, you got planes flying. That's been an issue for a while, bro. Like, around El Monte.
John Wayne ground, squawk 7134.
Just typical FS 2020, man. Charlie, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome.
Ready to taxi. Located at Bravo Foxtrot.
Number 2 for Quebec, runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi by Bravo Kilo.
Taxi by Bravo Kilo. Cleared for 20 right at Kilo.
This plane is so nice. This plane is so nice. All right, here's the run-up area. All right, over here, we'll make sure we're clear to our right side. And we're good. Let's come over. And we can break this line here. And we'll go all the way down the end in case other aircrafts are here and they need to run up as well. We'll give them some room. This, by the way, this airport is not default. This is on the .2 channel. I was so surprised to see it, man. Like, my hometown local airport that I fly out of is on the .2 website. It's pretty cool. Like, that's everything about this. Obviously, besides the, you'll see as we take off, there's a jacked up dent in the runway. The flying cars, forget all of that. Everything else, though, spot on. There's no pattern practice sign, fly quietly, that's there. The run-up area that I'm sitting in right now, you guys see my videos. This is spot on. Even the flight club, you probably saw the signs over there. I should have shown you that, but it is spot on, man. Spot on. Look at those mountains. You just have your, I usually do the tower run up. What's the tower run up, bro? Might be a helicopter. You just have controls set to better fly jets. Yeah, I don't know. Spur Gaming, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's do a quick flight controls check.
Enter right downwind, runway 20 right, report mid-scale.
Free and clear. I'm down on that side, up on that side. Down on that side, up on that side. Let's take a look. Make sure our elevators, although I can't see jack, but they feel clear. Looks good. Feels good. Alright, that's the flight controls check. Let's go mixture rich. Everything was in the green before we started here. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get the oil pressure up. Let's go 1700 RPMs. That's 17. 2 clicks left. There's the drop. 2 clicks back right. 1 click left. There's the drop. 1 click back right. If I was in my aircraft, we'd do a carb heat check, but this is fuel injected, so no need to do that. She is idling well. We will do a idle check, and then we'll do a 1000 RPM check. While that's doing that, let's make sure we've got these instruments set here. Yep. Airspeed indicator looks good. Attitude indicator looks good. Altimeter set. Turn coordinator looks good. Heading indicator looks good. Vertical speed indicator looks good.
Santa Maria Tower, Cessna 729.
Go 1000 RPMs. We'll idle.
30 for a VFR to the northeast.
Too much.
729 Echo Lima, Santa Maria Tower, runway 30, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff 3072.
All right, we look good. Good to see you, Spur. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. HD, what's going on, HD? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you.
24 Quebec, holding short runway 20 right at Kilo, ready for departure.
All right, again, guys, we'll be doing, we will be doing a left crosswind departure here out of runway 19. We will fly east, and as we depart and clear the Delta, we will tune SoCal on 2550 for our VFR flight following to Palm Springs. We're cruising at 5500 today, like I mentioned, expecting about an hour in flight, and should be some gorgeous scenery on the way, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm clear. Let's switch over to tower. And what was in COM 2? 2550. Now, if we weren't going to do flight following and we were going to remain clear of the Charlie, I would have tuned this to the CTAF frequency, which is 2295. But as we depart and clear this airspace, I am going to call SoCal.
Bravo, runway 20 right, clear to land.
Runway 30 right, clear to land, Cessna 21 Bravo.
50.
One Papa Bravo, runway 20 right. There's right there. 30 right.
30 right, Cessna 21 Bravo, thank you.
All right, let's run it. We have some other checks we can do, right? Takeoff trim is set. Fuel selector is on both. Flaps are up, and we're squawking VFR. And I'll kind of hang it right here.
Approaching runway 19.
Sure, we can. Did you guys hear that? That was pretty dope. I didn't know you guys would be able to hear that. I thought it would come through on the iPad. Did you guys hear that? Hear the 4-flight call out? That was pretty cool. And Tower 9847 Lima short 19er, looking for a left crosswind departure.
9847 Lima, El Monte Tower, runway 19er, clear for takeoff.
19er clear for takeoff, 9847 Lima. All right, finals. Finals clear. Mixture's rich. I'm out.
Number 24 Quebec, contact departure.
Approaching runway 19. Entered runway 19. 3,900 feet remaining.
You too loud, girl. All right. 19 on the pavement, 19 on the heading there. There we go with these twitchy controls. We'll try to keep her center line as best as possible. Come on, I know you want to fly. Let's go. There we go. Up and off. We'll climb out at about 70, 75. And for noise abatement, we want to go right over the wash on the departure out of here like this. Tail dragger, you funny, Dave. And we want to make our left turn right about now. We're past 500 feet and right before the this is the 10 freeway, by the way, just below us. And we got stuttering already. Hopefully that doesn't stay with us too long. Arnold, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh, so you guys did hear it? Yeah, that's the advisory coming from 4 Flight. So the class Delta is, I think, up to 2,400. Yes, it is. So we're still in this airspace for a little bit longer.
Maintain 3,000, expect 6,000, 10 minute taxer, departure frequency 120.55, squawk 2315.
Joyce, I appreciate you, John. I'll talk to you, bro. Have a good night. Fly doing awesome, my man. Loving your videos. Sim looking amazing. Cool, man. I will try to give you guys as many outside shots as possible here, man, and kind of talk through where we are. That's the quarry down there. That's the 10 freeway. We got traffic off to our right here. Looks like airline traffic. Likely on the arrival into LAX. So we're we should be out of his airspace here, so we definitely want to make sure we give SoCal a call before we get to 2,700. While you don't need explicit clearance to transition through the Charlie, you do have to establish two-way communication. So we want to make sure we do that before we get to 2,700. If he doesn't tell me I'm clear to go to advisory, I will switch on my own there. But we're looking good so far. Climbing out about 70. 75. And we are on our way, man, just like that. Just like that. As we get above 3,000, I will start to lean her out a little bit more. What's the question? I'm missing the question. However, if you want to use it for FS 2020, Saturday is fine. It's just pretty pricey unless you also use PPL, CPL. Someone asking about ForeFlight. Correct. I believe I got Windy widely introduced after the near miss at SFO with Air Canada. Yeah, yeah. All right. I am well out of the Delta, so I'm going over to SoCal on my own here. And we'll give them a call again, who we are, where we are, and what we would like to do. We are approaching Mount San Antonio College here from the east, obviously, and we'll let them know we want to transition to the Charlie at 5500, destination Palm Springs. And obviously our altitude we're climbing out of. And SoCal, good evening. Cessna 9847 Lima. We were just east of Mount San Antonio College out of 4,200. Looking for transition through the Charlie and flight following to Palm Springs.
Lima, SoCal approach for 5724 and ident.
5724 and ident, 57 Lima, 47 Lima.
724 Quebec, looks like you're deviating from Victor 23. Is everything okay? Yeah, I have a problem with the autopilot for getting back on course. 724 Quebec, understood. Make a left turn, turn left, heading 090, and should be able to intercept Victor 23 again. 090, thank you. 9847 Lima, radar contact the Ontario altimeter 2996.
2996, 47 Lima.
Walker 169, contact SoCal approach.
And that, my friends, is it, yo. That is it. That is how you request. I need to turn him back up because the airplane is drowning out his voice. That's essentially how you request VFR flight following, man. There's really nothing to it. Really nothing to it. Out of 5,000.
Hello, 169, 12,000.
Walker 169, SoCal approach, Ontario altimeter 2996.
Have you ever used xEnviro in real life? No, I had not. Mike said 9 my time, so let's go with that unless you want to give me a move for the night. You guys talk about yeah. We could do it early. I'll connect with you guys offline, man. We could do it a little bit earlier too if you want. I gotta watch that RPM there. We are. Let me lean out here, and we're getting to 55 anyway, so. We will start to level out, lean out, and let's see. No, let's keep her climbing. And I always have problems with this sim trying to trim this aircraft, man. She does not ever want to stay trimmed, so trimmed for level flight, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. Alright, we are heading direct, or trying to head direct to Chino. We're getting blown a little bit, so let me stay on course and let me not bust that altitude. We want to be at 55. Got additional VFR traffic below us there, no factor. I tried it myself, wasn't a fan. What is xEnviro? I don't know what that is. Throttle back just a little bit here. Does that include airfare? Do I smell a new podcast in the work? Maybe, Dave. Maybe. Oh, I'll send Mike over there in the 172 to come grab you. Oh, well, Dave, we're not saying you does not smell down at a crow. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are crazy. Hard pass. John don't want to fly with me, man. He told me when he come here in October, he kicking me out the seat, man. He told me to move over. He's gonna do the flying. He's gonna do the flying. All right, my friends, we're losing altitude. I told you, she does not want to trim for me, man. Like, it's so annoying. Trimming an aircraft in real life is not this hard. Not this hard.
Set about our departure November 540 to Golf through 600.
xEnviro is pretty much for flight made by Laminar Research. Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Contact, climb and maintain 6,000.
Dave said hard pass.
Maintain 6,000, 540 to Golf.
Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Level flights. We're doing all right with what's our ground speed? 97 knots. Let's see. As you can see, we're tracking quite well. We've got about 40 minutes in route left. 64 nautical miles till the next, and 5,500. At least we're trying to stay 5,500. We're tracking inbound to Chino now. Like I said, we can tune the Paradise VOR as well if we wanted to do that. And then we'll continue. We'll have Riverside off to our right side. We'll continue down the valley. We'll get Banning Airport. And then again, we'll follow 111 to just remain clear of the mountains and the terrain here on our way into Palm Springs. As we get closer, obviously, we'll get the Palm Springs weather. Right now, it looks good. Winds out of the north at 8 knots, 10 statutes of a mile. Sky is clear. And we don't expect any issues. Looks like VFR all the way through tomorrow. But for whatever reason, if we couldn't get into Palm Springs, we would just turn back to Banning. In fact, we have enough fuel to even just go back to El Monte. So that's probably what we would do. But if we had an emergency for whatever reason, we would get into Banning. Well, that's it, man. That's it. We're just cruising now and enjoying the views. Obviously, we're on VFR flight following, so ATC is looking out for traffic and whatnot and terrain and whatnot for us as well, but it is primarily our responsibility to maintain our own separation and whatnot as VFR traffic, even though he will be assisting us with that. Only one flight, your price is hot. I know, bro. That's the SoCal prices for you, bro. That's the SoCal prices. That's Chino up there. I'm getting stutters here. It always happens around this part. I don't know why, man. It's the nonsense with FS 2020, bro. This is the nonsense. I was really hoping you flew to Mike Yankee Foxtrot. We can do that one next. We can do that one next. Like I said, man, this is something that I want to do more often. The airliner flying is fun, don't get me wrong. But it's nice to switch things up every once in a while. So if you guys have route suggestions that you want me to do in GA, just like you do for airliner ops, let me know.
Turn right, direct Gaviota VOR, resume on
Do it.
Right, direct Gaviota, resume on navigation 540 to Golf.
We can do a flight from Gibbs. Actually, we can make that a group flight too if you want, Dave. We could do Gibbs and we can go up the coast. We can transition through the Bravo and go to Torrance or Long Beach. That'll work. We'll do that one next, how to transition through the Bravo. There's Chino Airport. So remember we talked about our checkpoints. That's one of the first ones we had. So there's the airport there. We look good. We're tracking. Everything is A-OK.
Contact SoCal approach 119.6.
Everything airy.
Contact SoCal 119.6, 24 Quebec.
James wants me to do Sheboygan. We can do VFR Sheboygan. I thought we did that already. Didn't we do that one? We did that a while back.
SoCal departure, November 606, Bravo Charlie, 4,300 for...
Although it may not have been although it may not have been VFR. We might have. I think we did IFR. What am I looking for? That's
SoCal approach 24 Quebec at level of 5,000. So 24 Quebec, SoCal approach the Port Oceanside, heading 070. Vector to the final approach course, ILS runway 7. Sorry, runway 24. Palm altimeter 298.
So approaching Chino, how are we looking on time? Time looks good, fuel looks good, and our burn is accurate.
070. 298.
Next up now we are direct Banning.
For Quebec, just to verify that's the Park Oceanside VOR, heading 070. Oceanside 070.
Man, Mike, what happened? How do you know that? I was in TBM zero visibility snowstorm. Oh, that's right. It was a snowstorm that day. Jays, you got good memory, man. It was so long ago, or at least it felt so long ago. Yeah, so we'll go back to Sheboygan and we'll do VFR. We'll do VFR around Wisconsin. That's why I don't stay out the aircraft in this sim, because it's freaking... We're about to die. We're about to die. Don't mind me, just flying. Just flying along. I can't step outside for 1 minute. I mean, I guess we could use autopilot, but I wouldn't typically on a route this short. And like I said, in real life, it is not this difficult to maintain pitch, heading, and altitude and level flight. It's just, this sim is so twitchy, man. It's so twitchy. Why you said man Mike, Johnny? What I miss, bro? What did I miss? That's Ontario, by the way. You guys know that one for sure, right? That's Ontario International, so that's another checkpoint that we could use.
656 Bravo Charlie, contact SoCal approach 128.1. Over to 128.1.
And he soon hand us off to another SoCal approach as well, as we kind of clear his sector. We're still in the Charlie airspace for a little while longer. You can't in real life flying VFR, so why would you in a sim? What do you mean, jump out the aircraft? I'm trying to get y'all some views, man. I'm trying to entertain y'all.
SoCal approach, November 606, Bravo Charlie, 5,000.
656 Bravo Charlie, SoCal approach, Kelly and Alpha 3001.
01656 Bravo Charlie.
This is Riverside Municipal that we're about to fly over right now. See some more traffic crossing in front of us. No factor. Again, you want to be on a constant scan, man. Constant scan. That's why I don't fly MFS 2020 on Pilot Edge, LOL. Nah, it's cool, man. It's just, it takes it just takes all your attention. The whole point of VFR is to fly visually and not need any instruments to act as your eyes. That is correct, Arnhem. Not ready for shenanigans. Have you played Fall Guys? I have not, Happy Fun Boy. I would only fly on Pilot Edge if it wasn't so pricey. Yeah, man, like I said, I'm on a trial right now. I am on a trial right now for a reason. I don't know. We're just giving it a run. I'm liking it so far. And like I said, man, if you guys want to continue to see these operations, I'll subscribe. Why not? Why not? It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love my VATSIM. VATSIM will always be my first love, and we'll continue to use VATSIM for IFR flights. But if you want the true aspect and feeling, procedure based at least, and unfortunately only on the West Coast for now, especially around SoCal. You want that true VFR aspect, Pilot Edge is where it's at, man. Does not get any better than this. We're about 30 minutes out of Palm Springs. Again, want to thank you guys for joining us on this VFR route tonight. Hope you guys are well. We shall return again for sure. Probably want to do some TBM ops soon. That'll probably be our next flight. And I know I owe an A320 flight. I know it. I know this. To do that Madeira approach. But I just, to be honest, man, I just haven't been feeling it lately, man. Like, I haven't been feeling the airliner ops lately. I just love, I'm in love with GA all over again. I don't know how else to describe it, man. Plus the GPS on the Omni bearing selector, we're tracking banning. Let's see, what can we... Oh, we're turning. We're too far to pick up the Palm Springs VOR. Yeah. She's not identifying. I don't hear her. Yeah, we're too far. Not that we need it. Not that we need it. Alright, we can identify it later. Go back to GPS. Beautiful evening, and what did I miss? Beautiful evening in SoCal. Hell yeah, man. It's nice. It looks just, I'm looking out my window, it looks just like this outside. Just like this. It's gorgeous. Hey, Josie, good to see you. Hey, Mike and everyone in chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Have a great week. Oh, yeah. Almost Friday. All is well. I hope you're doing well, Josie. Hope you're staying safe. Be sure to smash the like. Yes, thank you, Mrs. Spur. Thank you, thank you. Good to see you guys, man. It's a pleasure having you guys aboard. I know the low and slow is not for everyone. I know this. But the fact that you guys came out and tuned in says a lot. So I appreciate you guys. Looks just like Vancouver. Oh yeah, you guys are getting to that time of year up there as well, man, where it's gonna be like 11 p.m. and still daylight. I love the Pac Northwest in the summertime for that. And Pilot Edge, I'm finding out, has events as well, man. So, you know, whenever VATSIM is crazy and we don't really fly VATSIM events that much these days, you can always come over to Pilot Edge and do some VFR events. That'll be dope. If I'm not mistaken, Pilot Edge simulates Oshkosh. If I'm not mistaken. I think once we get to banning, we will look to start pulling the ATIS and weather at Palm Springs. 4Flight will alert us as well. That's the other pretty cool thing. She'll let us know the ATIS or the station to grab the ATIS. But we checked that and we seem to be quite okay. We'll likely get 3-1 left. 3-1 left. So you've got a couple of different FBOs. You've got Atlantic, I think, off of 3-1 left, and let me not lie to y'all. Hold on. Yeah, Atlantic is off of 3-1 right, and Signature is off of 3-1 left. We'll be going to Signature tonight. We'll be parking Signature. So based on these winds, we'll get probably a left inter-left downwind for 3-1 left, and that's what we'll do. Pattern altitude is pattern altitude. That's so weird. It's like playing catch up. That is not the screen I'm on right now. What is this thing doing? Huh. That's creepy. Did it stop? I might have to look for a different app, man. It's lagged. Let me do this. Let me stop sharing and reshare. This thing is bugging out. I love the low and slow. Yeah, I know, Spur. This is Spur's bread and butter right here, man. Watching you do it, man, kind of wanted me to get back into it, man, for sure. Low and fast, pretty fun too. Yeah, those low levels, man. I'm not on that level yet. I don't know how you do that. You're exceptionally good at those low level routes, bro. Alright, that's all I wanted to show. So we're going in Palm Springs. Based on these winds and weather, we'll be looking at downwind 3-1 left. Pattern altitude is 1476, 1500 feet. So we'll make sure we get down to 1500 feet before we enter the pattern. And we'll be parking Signature flight supports today into Palm Springs. So Riverside should be off to our right side here. There it is. That's March Air Force Base. I know Spurs is pretty familiar with that one. I know Spur comes in and out of there a lot. What are you doing, aircraft? The A350 is such a mesmerizing aircraft system-wise. I'm still shocked on this break to vacate thing. The A350 is gorgeous. Oh, speaking of, man, we doing all this GA flying. We can talk some airliner talk. Why not? So FSLABS, and thanks for sharing, Dave, released the Sharklets, the ever elusive Sharklets finally, the 320 and 321. Not psyched about the price point, don't get me wrong. I will be honest about that, but hey, it's FSLABS. And I don't think I'll be getting it. Again, I was kind of like probably the #1 hype man for that thing. And we just waited so long. You ever wait so long for something and when it comes you just don't want it anymore? To be honest, man, that's kind of the feeling that I've developed over the 2 years of waiting for them to slap on some Sharklets and an EFB. I'm waiting for that. But It's gorgeous. It is top notch, probably the best EFB in all of Flight Sim, based on the functionality and what it can do. Surely the best simulated Sharklets model in all of Flight Sim. With the fuel burn and the changes to the avionics, like, you're not getting any better than FSLABS. Just for me, like, based on my interest these days, I can't justify spending that now. When it comes to FS 2020, surely I can't wait for that, but to go spend that now in a sim that I don't fly all too often kind of just doesn't make sense. But I know folks are enjoying the heck out of it. Arnhem says, I think Break to Vacate was back in the A380, but it's such a shame that the Flight Factor A350 does not simulate that. Wow, imagine needing to pay for Sharklets. Exactly. I was having this conversation with Stalker earlier as well. I'm like, Xplane folks are not going to be able to swallow that. Because like that is such a foreign concept. Like, you got Toliss and you got Flight Factor and all these folks that give you the Sharklets. Now again, in their defense, Toliss and these guys don't simulate the key differences with the Sharklets versus wing fenced. They don't, but the core group of flight simmers are not interested in those differences. Let's be honest, we're interested in kind of the looks. So it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. And EFB, you know, Xplane has had an EFB, Toliss has an EFB, hell, the free Zibo has an EFB where you can interact with ground ops and cabin lighting and whatnot, and that's free. So I said Xplane folks that kind of utilize Xplane the most, or that's their main sim and never really got into P3D or FSX, is not going to be able to wrap their head around that. And I don't fault them. I don't fault you guys, because I'm a P3D guy, or at least that's where I started, and that's where most of my add-ons are, and I can't wrap my head around that. So we're looking good here on timing, guys, and on route. We're about 17 minutes out of Palm Springs. There's Banning Airport right at our 12 o'clock, tracking really well. Got some traffic in the area, but they're at higher altitude, so nothing to be concerned about. We're looking good. I see some flashing lights over there as well. So they are likely moving away from us if they're flashing like that. And what I will do here is guard COM 2 with the Atis, so that way once we get closer we can pick it up. How about that? Atis at Palm Springs is 2465. Once we get a little bit closer, you'll start hearing the Atis come in there. We're processing just a little bit. Let me update that. Looks good. And yes, Break to Vacate was an A380 feature. Arnhem, that's where kind of Xplane kind of like, you know, it's not as in-depth from a simulation standpoint like some of the things you can do in P3D. That's where I give P3D. That would be incredibly hard to simulate in Xplane, but P3D folks, those developers would be able to pull that off, I'm sure. Stalker paid for them, though. I'll be honest, if I had the money, I would pay since it's more realism. Yeah, Fly-by-Wire has EFB. Exactly, Dave. Again, it's about what you're looking for, what you're willing to do, man. You got a freeware aircraft in a sim that is likely going to be the future of all sims, and it's free, so you can go with that. Again, it satisfies the core flight simmer's need. Now, overall, there's no way in hell you can compare the Fly-by-Wire A320 to FSLABS. It's just not happening, and nor should they. Right? It's totally different, you know, audiences, and one kind of owns the code and owns the aircrafts and the the code and the avionics and whatnot from ground up, and the other is trying to better a default aircraft that was just terrible, that got shipped with the sim. So, but just different audiences. So I'm seeing some traffic over here. It looks like some folks are either departing or heading into banning. Keeping an eye on them. SoCal hasn't said anything. We're still on flight following. It's really quiet today, actually. But maybe that's just Pilot Edge and it's not much traffic up here. But I'm keeping an eye on these guys here. He looks like they might be doing some formation flying. They're below us, so we should be fine. But I will say this, no sim has ever managed to simulate the clouds, how they react in P3D and any other sim. That's facts, man. That's facts. But they've also had a long time at it. So yes, on them, it was originally implemented to the A380 and the later A350. It would be a very difficult system to replicate. It's extremely hard, man. We're losing altitude. Let's not bust that. It's extremely hard. P3D weather-wise and how its clouds move and rise and fall, superb in P3D. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Geo says, Mike, you know there is an ATIA page on Pilot Edge website. What's an ATIA page, bro? What's that? I'm new to this Pilot Edge things, man. So anything you guys can help me with would be greatly appreciated. Where'd that traffic go? There he is underneath us. I think it's gorgeous, man. Oh my gosh. This is exactly what it looks like too. That's the 10 freeway right there. It's breathtaking. Alright, we're getting a little closer. I'm going to once we get visual or somewhere about, I'm going to cancel flight following and we'll contact tower, which is 119.7. So we'll put tower in standby, and no ATIS yet on COM 2. In fact, let me just make sure we're out of all airspaces. Palm Springs is a Delta airspace. We just need to make sure we contact tower. Other than that, we're good. So I'm going to cancel flight following here.
Destination ATIS is 124.65.
There she is. So 12465. We've got that tuned, but I don't hear anything in yet. So in SoCal 9847 Lima, we'll like to cancel flight following. Captain Geo says ATIS. Oh yeah. Oh, it's on the website. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, I'll have a look. I was relying on 4Flight. Is SoCal even still with us, man? SoCal approach, radio check. So we're right over Banning now. All right, we're going to follow the 111. Again, keeping clear of those mountains we briefed about. Into Palm Springs, we'll make a left downwind. Did I lose ATC? Nope. I'm on. There's an aircraft in front of us. He's moving fast as all hell. So that noise, that's the ATIS coming in. We'll turn it off for now. SoCal approach, radio check. Well, this is what $20 a month gets you, huh? ATC gone just like that? They're just leaving me hanging? All right, we'll hang out a little bit longer, and then if I don't hear from him, we will go over to Palm Springs Tower. Let me keep the Asus up. Our first step is to pull out the keyboard, then you fill in the EFB information, you bring down a range on ND showing arrival airport, you pick runway, you should be fine. Oh, I forgot I had a little keyboard. Gotcha. So Quebec at Palm Springs.
Palm Springs International Airport, 8, is information on the 0153 Sunday, wind 220 gust 24, visibility 10, sky conditions clear, temperature 35, dew point 11, altimeter 29 rate 1, arriving and departing runway 31 left, 31 right, visual approaches immediate. VFR departures contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is expected.
Alright, we're good.
Call runway appointments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information on the air.
Romeo now. They're all over the place.
Palm Springs International Airport, 8 is information on the air. 0153 Zulu, wind 320 gust 24, visibility 1.
All right, last chance with SoCal approach radio check. All right, my man is gone. I'm going over to tower 19.7 and ground is 21.9. We'll get that in here as well. And we need to start descending. We are about 13 miles from the airport, so we're going to start down now. Let's get the throttle back. Are you transmitting on the right frequency? Yeah, I didn't change my transmission. I'm still on COM 1. I'm only guarding COM 2, so that's all right. Once I get within 10 of Palm Springs, I'm going to call up tower. Let's our descent now down in Palm Springs. There are the windmills. This is so accurate. It's crazy. It's scary how accurate this is. Yeah, I know we just did a vacation here a couple weeks ago, and that's the 10 freeway we drove on. Actually, the 111. The 10 is back that way, but this is spot on, y'all. This is spot on.
02 Golf taxi to parking via Alpha, this frequency, go ahead.
Alpha, this frequency, and expect 0 to call.
We're getting a little bit of shake, so that's that mountain wave turbulence, I'm sure. A little bit of shakes. And we're about 11 out. We can call them up now, why not? And Palm Springs Tower, Cessna 9847 Lima. We are out of 4600, about 10 northwest of the airport with Romeo to land.
9847 Lima, Palm Springs Tower, and right down, runway 31, right?
Right downwind through on right, 9847 Lima. All right, so they changed it on us. They didn't change it on us. I was assuming we'll get left downwind 31 left. So right downwind 31 right. And as you can see, Palm Springs is right pattern. So take a look at the sectional. That RP here means right pattern. Generally, unless stated, the airport's left pattern. But when you have that RP, it's right pattern. Usually when I come in here, I get left downwind. So that's fine. And 31 right is the much shorter runway, but that's plenty of runway for us essentially. I don't know why this is lagging. That is not the screen I'm on. So enough with the EFB for now. Sorry about that, guys. So we'll keep it coming down out of 4,000 now. Get a nice descent here, not too shallow, but we're looking good. Once we get below 3,000, we will make sure our mixture is rich. We'll do our C-Gumps checklist and we'll come in. Dang, that's a lot of windmills at 10 o'clock. Yeah, Spur, there's a ton, and these are all accurate, dude. This is not even an exaggeration. Like I said, we were just out here for vacation, and it's spot on. There are a ton of windmills out here. A ton of windmills. It's pretty crazy. Nice fly over the field approach. We won't fly over. We'll enter the traffic pattern to the right, but yeah, it's a nice approach. It's better than a straight in. You get to see more of the landscape. If they ask you to exit a certain taxiway in November, you would manage manual braking to make the exit. If you haven't slowed down enough to safely come to the exit in November, you'll talking about brake to vacate still. Keep forgetting that the airplane does most of the work. Airbus, yeah. All right, guys, what do you guys think, man? As we make our descent here into Palm Springs, what do you guys think about Pilot Edge? Me doing a little bit more of this on a regular basis. Y'all like it? Is alright? What? It's nice, man. It's like other flying takes so much planning, man, and I have very little time these days, which is why you only see me stream like once a week nowadays. Between work and just life and real world flying and some of the other things I've got going on, it's nice to just jump into sim and just be able to do something like this. So I hope you guys like it. We'll definitely be doing more of it. Enrique, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I hope you're well. Need to fly a T-45 out of Palm Springs sometime since you spotted it. Yeah, Spur. You should definitely do that. Alright, we're at 2,800. We've got about 13 to go to pattern altitude. We're about 5 out. Let's increase that descent a little bit more. Let's pull back on the throttle and let's go mixture rich already. Fuel selectors on both. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, switches, seatbelts, lights as required. It's a little hazy. I'll throw on some landing lights. And C-Gumps checklist complete. Once we get a beam the numbers, we'll get our first notch of flaps. 25, got about 1,000 to lose, and we're looking good. Don't want to get too slow. We're at about 80 knots now as we enter the pattern. Let's shallow out the descent just a little bit. Look at that, man. It's gorgeous. It's a nice time of day to do this flight, coming through the mountain range going east. I love it, but I'm biased. That's cool. It's so cool. Palm Springs fuel stop for F-18s and 45s. Never knew that. Yeah, man. That was we went, like I said, we went to the Palm Springs Air Museum. I'm rocking a shirt, by the way. And the Air Museum literally sits on runway property. So that was cool. That was really cool to see. All right, let's see. 31 right, 312, 132.
175 limber clearance, go to Las Vegas Airport, Padre, to departure, check-in, transition, and as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 119.6, squawk 2640.
Gotta go a little bit wider on the pattern here.
Transition and as filed, climb via the 6, climb via the SID 119.6 and
there's 1,500.
For squawk 175.
R175 are back correct. Monte Tower, Skyhawk 290 Alpha Victor, descending through.
I'd imagine they want you wider for noise abatement, so we're gonna keep the pattern pretty wide. We'll fly out here.
Miles east of the field. Information Zulu, inbound, full stop. 290 Alpha Victor, enter left base, runway 19er, clear to land. Left base 29er.
We'll fly out here just a little bit more.
Runway 19er. Correction, runway 19er.
So we're not aggravating our lovely Palm Springs folks. We're kind of being the numbers here. We're within the white arc. We'll get 10 notch of flaps out here.
Marker 169, taxi to parking via Mike Charlie, cross runway 15 right and 15 left.
And we'll start letting her come down.
Parking via Mike Charlie, cross 5 left and right on Charlie, Walker 169.
Almost busting that 110 limit here for flaps. Let's shallow that out. Looking good, thank you. Been in the back. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Glad you guys are enjoying the trip. We're creeping in a little bit on the runway. Let's come out about here. This thing trims like crap, bro. Keep the airspeed at about here. And no peripheral vision. I need my damn track IR working again, man. This is like so much harder. 1,000 feet.
Clear to the Phoenix area, report down to 2 departure, scenery transition on the files. Climb via SID, except maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 3766.
500.
Clear to the
500, check.
Airport, Dodge 2.
Let's watch that airspeed. Don't want to get too slow. Alright. Start making that right turn. Base to funnel.
766, Walker 446, heavy.
Walker 446, heavy, rear back crew.
Watch that airspeed. Keep her coming down here.
LA Tower, Walker 54225, right, ready for departure.
Yo, this stinks. Oh my gosh, I can't see a damn thing.
Walker 542, LA Tower, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, clear for takeoff, Walker 542.
How did we do? Oh, we overshot that. That would have been a call.
Short final runway 31 left.
Nope. That's a call the number right there, man. I can't. It's so hard without peripheral vision, man. It's so hard. And we're going around, actually. Let's go around. And Palm Springs, 94.7 Lima. We're going Miss 3-1 right.
November 47 Lima, Roger. I assume you'd like to just continue the pattern and land, yeah?
Affirmative, 47 Lima.
47 Lima, right close traffic approved, 3-1 right, clear to land.
Right close traffic approved, 3-1 right, clear to land, 94.7 Lima. All right, well, we'll get your pattern. Who was requesting that? James, here we go. We'll pretend we meant to do that. We'll get some pattern work in. How about that? All right, we're about 80 knots. We'll clean up here. Clean up the flaps. Yeah, that was, I shot that, man. Call the number. Yep. And we just saw an incident on that. Johnny sent me, Stalker sent me a link on that, man. It's all over aviation news where what I just did happened at Centennial Airport yesterday. Someone overshot their final for a parallel approach and crashed into mid-air collision, crashed into an aircraft. So like, it happens, man. That wouldn't have happened to me in real life, though. I'm blaming the peripheral vision. I have nothing to look at, bro. It's so hard to look out here and fly the airplane. But that's all right. And we're actually busting the pattern altitude. We let's bring it back down here. We're gonna keep this a little wider than we did. That was partly probably the reason. We're much wider this time around. Facts, yeah, it's tough, man. Can't pivot. Uh-oh, call the number. It's hard, bro. It's hard.
542, contact departure.
Departure, Walker 542, good night.
Calling Whiteman Tower, say again.
Control, runway 12, Cessna 8280 Papa.
It's a hell of a pattern we're doing, but better safe than sorry. Let me get back in here.
Spawn short of runway 12, white man, or did you use taxiway Alpha?
I used taxiway Alpha.
And did you call ground for taxi?
Nope.
I did not know you to this.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I'm new to this, I did not know.
Alright, well, I'm gonna need you to disconnect and reconnect in the ramp and call ground control for taxi authorization to a runway. Because
This ain't VATSIM, y'all. They're not playing that out here. My man said disconnect and reconnect and call ground. Alright, we wide as hell. That's 10 notch of flaps.
Conway Tower, TBM 23340 is over hunting.
No excuses this time. Maybe that guy's track IR wasn't working. Y'all funny, man. Oh, where'd my screen go? That was weird.
No problem.
Alright. Here's our runway. Don't pull up. There we go. Much wider pattern, but safe than sorry, man. We'll undershoot. I'd rather undershoot it than overshoot it like we did. Because this is Palm Springs, man. We could have had an airliner landing here when we did that. That was pretty bad what we did there, man. But hey, I'd rather be doing this here in the sim than out there in the real world. So let's we're a little fast here. Let's get the throttle back here. Let's get the second notch of flaps in a second. There we go. Mixture's rich. Fuel selectors on both. That looks good. Carb heat not required in here. We got about 70 here, looking good. Switches, seatbelts, lights. Clearance received. A little slow. Add power. Keep her coming down. Hell of a displaced threshold. And we'll get that last notch of flaps out. But keep this speed for now. Once we get over the threshold, we'll bring the power back. Don't want to be too slow just yet.
Monte Tower, Skyhawk 290 Alpha Victor, clear of 19 at Echo, looking to taxi to the hangars.
Alright, let's pull that power back a little bit. See if we can get a little bit of ground effect here. There's the power. Let's hold her off. 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 There we go. Barely touched her. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, we'll exit. I guess we're parking. Where the hell are we parking? Alright, let's clear the runway here and we'll do our after landing. Alright, cool. We're parking Atlantic. Alright, 1,000 RPMs. We'll lean the mixture out. Flaps coming up. Reset the trim. Landing lights coming off. Taxi lights coming on. Nav strobe beacon. That looks good. And we'll see if we'll want us to go over the ground. And 947 Lima vacated 31 right at Foxtrot, looking to go to Atlantic Aviation.
947 Lima, Echo to parking and frequency, get it.
Echo to parking, your frequency, get it. Echo, these taxiway signs in this sim is still wrong, huh? There is no Foxtrot here. Good old FS 2020. Alright, man. That was it. that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed that little VFR flight. Looks like he's gonna have to call the number again. We'll go call the number. Oh, that dude that was on the frequency. Yeah, man. VATSIM probably would have told him and then was like, all right, you can continue. My man was like, nah, disconnect, go back to the ramp, call ground. They are not playing that here on Pilot Edge. Thank you guys. Nice, says Spur. Thank you. Hold it. Stalker, I can't tell you how many times, man, I say that to myself. Hold it off. Nice landing. Thank you, Arnhem. Thank you. Bill, if you're done. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Signature. Yes, Dave. Thank you, sir. What is signature? I hear quite often. Signature is a FBO, fuel-based operations, I think is what that stands for. They provide services to aircrafts, you know, not commercial aircrafts, but your typical VFR aircrafts, from a light trainer like a Cessna all the way up to your private jets. So popular ones are Signature, Atlantic, and there are a couple other ones out there. Kind of like a franchise. Really nice chill flight, Mike. Enjoyed it. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Tower 340, we're at Hotel to Executive. We're at 340, thanks for parking.
Sometimes I'll be wondering,
Juliet,
man, but
across runway 20 left at Juliet.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. That was fun.
Okay, Juliet Alpha, and we'll cross.
Besides the botched pattern and overshooting 3-1 left, I think the flight went well. But I'm blaming lack of peripheral vision on that. Park up right here. Taxi lights coming off. Right there's fine. Not all airports have them though. Oh well, the nice ones. Exactly. Let me disconnect here.
Hotel. Number 340, something's wrong with your scenery. You are sitting on taxiway Juliet right there. Am I really? Sorry about that.
All right. Pilot Edge wasn't bad, man. I don't know what happened to SoCal. My man took a vacation in the middle of our flight following. But other than that, that was fun. Fixed base operator. There you go. I don't know why I said fuel base. Fixed base operator. Yes. They tend to the aircraft for you. You can leave it here. Oftentimes, you know, folks come in Palm Springs. Let's say it's a day trip. We'll fly out here, park it up. I think it's like $30. And there's different tiered services. Think about it. Think of it like a hotel for your airplane. Think about it as a hotel for your airplane. You could park it here for a fee. They'll fuel it up for you. They've got different level of services depending on what you're paying for. Some of them have cars that you can rent or borrow from. They're really, really nice. They're really, really nice. Yo, that's it, man. The FBO at my local airport is yourself Baja pump pump dump yourself. Just don't get on you. Just don't get it on you. Yeah, man. Palm Springs, El Monte, where I fly out of, where we just left, has an FBO. They've got a couple FBO, Billionaire, I think, and a couple of those. Crew car, exactly. Used to be an old Crown Vic. There you go. There you go, Stalker. Stalker knows, man. Stalker been around the block. I keep telling y'all, if y'all got questions, talk to my man. He be knowing. Guys, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. 7:30 is dinner time, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me get this iPad off my leg here. I hope you guys enjoyed that, man. This was fun. Group flight, we're gonna do a group flight soon. Probably, we'll see if we can do one Sunday, man. Let me know, y'all. Hit the Discord. We can probably do one on Sunday. If not, we'll do it next Saturday. This Saturday we've got a podcast to do, and I've got some real world flying to do as well. But that is it for me, man. Look at the lovely sunset over the Palm Springs Valley. It's freaking incredible. I'm cruising out. You guys be good, stay safe, and as always, keep the blue side up. Micslmn's out of here, man. We'll see y'all.